Shalom, shalom. HALALYAM, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great master and teacher and well. Peace and salutations be told for the elect. I'm Brother Tazim Gabar coming at you from the prophets of Babylon camp here in Tampa, Florida. We'll be getting on this quick lesson going into the Hat Man because it says here in this post that I posted, Rogers won't stop talking about the Hat Man since his ayahuasca trip. It says, not much is known of the mysterious Hat Man except that Aaron Rodgers first started seeing the shadowy figure after his ayahuasca field trips in Peru during the 2020 and 2022 off seasons. Aaron says he will sometimes appear in the distance, usually veiled by darkness, holding the corpse of a dead rabbit and sometimes a blade. And this dude is probably Edomite. We never know. Could be a chick, but definitely looks like an Edomite. It said, Lord tormenting these Edomites, a pacific demon for his very own fears. Many more terrors are on the way, and not just for these Edos, but for you 2/3 Jakes as well. Isaiah 66:4, I will also choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them, because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear. But they did evil before mine eyes, and chose that which I delighted not. Alright, so you got demons the Lord sends down to terrify people. Alright, and that's like a torment to you. This is the book of Job, chapter 18, verse 11. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. Dropping down to verse 14. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. Who's the king of terrors? YAHAWASHI, man. BAHASHAM QADASH. The Lord is the king of terrors. Most High. You know, he knows what to put on you to get you worked up, to get you over anxious. I got this article on the Hat Man. It's called the Lineup. It's from the Lineup. And the headline says, The Hat Man, the shadow that feeds on your fear. It says, is it a sleep paralysis hallucination or something far more sinister? All right, now we're going to drop to the third paragraph because this is where it starts talking about the Hat Man. It says, witnesses describe the Hat Man as donning either a top hat or a fedora and wearing a jacket often observed to be a trench coat. He stands at an estimated 6 to 10 feet tall. Some claim he has glowing red eyes, while others attest that he is made only of shadow with no distinguishable facial features. Several accounts reference a gold pocket watch on a chain which he glances at from time to time. Damn. But why are vastly different individuals from an array of cultures and geographies all experiencing the same night terror? Some experts hypothesize that the Hat Man is an unconscious reworking of figures out of pop culture. One significant name that comes to mind here is Freddy Krueger, a horror icon that has persisted at the forefront of horror media for the past 4 decades. It's an easy connection to make, given that the gruesome character attacks when you're most vulnerable. Well, this is actually a demon, man. People say they see it in the sleep paralysis. This guy, Aaron Rodgers, said he's been seeing him in real life, man. You know, so this is a demon that can actually torment you and hunt you. And he's looking at his watch like, yo, your time's running out, you know, which is what scares people the most, man. In vastly different directions, some who suffer from this particular vision hold the belief that it is not an hallucination at all, but rather a visit from a very real supernatural force. That's exactly what it is. These allegations state that just because the Hat Man is mostly stationary, that doesn't mean that he's harmless. On most occasions, those who see him recall a deep and intense terror at the fairly simple sight. Some believe that he feeds on terror. Multiple reports say that rather than vanishing as other hallucinations do, the Hat Man walks away as if he were a real person. Wow. That's a demon. The Lord sent that demon, man. Contradicting the theory that the Hat Man is a hallucination. Contradicting the theory that the Hat Man is an hallucination derived from Freddy Krueger, evidence of similar shadowy figures has been found dating back to the beginning of written record. Several religions and legends refer to shades, which are spiritual entities. No agreement has been reached about whether these shadow beings are good, bad, or otherwise neutral. Alright. Grab this real quick. You're gonna learn to fear the Lord, man. If you don't fear the Lord gonna make you fear him. This is the book of 2 Corinthians 5, verse 11. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. But we are made manifest unto YAHAWASHI, and I trust also are made manifest in your consciences. So we know the terrors of the Lord, what the Lord can really do to you. And through that, we persuade you to come into the truth. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. So we fall into the hands of the Lord, he's got you, it's over. It's very terrifying because the Lord can do whatever he wants with you and you can't do anything to stop it. Neither can anybody save you from the Lord's hand. Only the Lord can save you from his own hand. So nothing in this earth is going to get you the comfort, or the help, security that you need, except the Lord. I remember right before I came into the truth, which is what actually scared me into the truth, is the Lord put a very fearful spirit upon me. I myself, I can testify to it. I used to walk in the world with very great pride. And the Lord humbled me by putting a spirit on me, like demon on me, to be afraid all the time of every little thing. And it really ruined it really ruined how I was in the world, my character in the world, because I became like a frightened little bird. I didn't want to do any of the things that I used to do. I, who used to walk with my head tilted up, began to walk with my head tilted down to the ground as I was humbled. But it was always a fearful thing. Every day waking up, scared to go to sleep, scared to wake up, scared to lay down, scared to step off the bed, scared to lay on the bed. I was being tormented at all times in every angle for 3 months. But when I finally had gave in and submitted into the Lord, YAHAWASHI, he took it away from me. And I was the only one who could help me, because I was in and out of the hospitals looking for help, talking to family members and other people who may have went through the same thing. These guys couldn't help. I still had to battle it every day until I kneeled to the Lord and asked him and pleaded with him for help. That's when he brought me the truth. Literally the next day I was okay. Began to heal. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, man. That's something I can never forget, because the Lord really showed me fear. I didn't know it before, but he showed me to fear him. And man, now I run from that prideful shit. But it's a blessing. What happened to me was a blessing, because it brought me to the truth, and it brought me to this enlightenment of the Lord, YAHAWASHI. I got to meet the King of Terrors through his ways. The scriptures say the Lord is known. The Lord is known by his judgments, which he executeth. But yeah, man, that was the hat, man. Definitely make this the wallpaper. But until next time, inshallah, I truly hope you're edified by this lesson. Call HALALYAM, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Shalom.